Hey Illuminats, how are you doing?
Hey guys.
Welcome to Illuminates. I am your host Josh, and always have my lovely co-host.
Down.
We've got lots to talk about
We have got lots to talk
in this
about.
podcast.
It's been a stacked week.
Yeah, so a couple of things is we've moved our recording day for our podcast round, just because we thought if we're recording 1 week and then a lot of stuff happens and we kind of miss out on some of the stories, and it was kind of noticeable in our last podcast because we were about to have our store championship, but our podcast came out after it, and
then we were going to record Friday, and then that would have we just felt like we were getting behind.
So we've moved it to, we're going to try and record on Mondays and get it out for Wednesdays.
Yep.
And that way
on me.
That way we have all the weekend spoilers and all that kind of stuff to talk about. And also we can say how things went at our locals. Because our local session is a Saturday.
Yes.
So
it means we can do that much more immediate feedback with the community as well. And this is what was played, this is what's gone down and stuff like that.
So the two big things, because like we said in the first podcast, we're going to try and fix on two big things.
Yes, true.
The two big things for this week, I think, are store championships.
Yep,
how ours went, what we've seen of others, and just generally how it's gone down. And then the other thing I want to talk about is new card mechanics.
Yes, so we had some juicy things.
There will be some spoilers in that section.
Yes.
We should probably mention that at the top.
Mm-hmm.
We will be talking about cards that are being spoiled, but I think not talking about these new mechanics and how juicy they are and what they're going to do for us.
Yeah.
I think we can't miss out on that opportunity.
Yeah.
So
we're not going to show the spoilers.
No,
because this goes out on Spotify as well. So it'd be
so if you're listening,
redundant,
you might hear a few words, but
whether you're on YouTube or Spotify, you're not going to be missing any images. We're just going to talk about the.
We'll just talk about them. So championships. First off, I'd like to thank you for helping me with our store championships. We ended up having 46 players. I'd like to thank all of them for coming. It was a great event. I had a great day.
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of stressful. Running everything.
Yeah.
And we were there much later than we should have been.
Yeah. We had a little bit of a lock-in at the store, didn't we?
Yeah. We only realised that we thought our store closed at 11 and it closed at 10. And so we were like, well, we probably need to go till 11. And they, being the love people they are, were like,
it's fine.
We'll stay open for your final.
Yeah.
So our final was played with me, you, the two players, a few friends, and the owner just sat chilling.
And it was good. Just
good vibes.
Yeah, we were good Lorcana. Obviously we had Robert Davies come down.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's excellent.
I got him to sign a scarf for me, and he put a little crown on it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, I got the Beast is Mine, and asked him to do a Leota sort of esque arm around the Beast's face, because big fan of us.
I hope he had he said to us he had a really time, really enjoyed it, and we've really enjoyed having him there. Yeah. And a lot of people in our community were really happy to see him and chat with him, and he had great conversations with a lot of people. I know
very tight-lipped. We tried to get some sneaky information out of him, but
we wanted spoilers, but nothing. No.
So, but it was great seeing people approach him and have those conversations and get stuff signed. We did a raffle, so Matt signed a bunch of Gaston promos.
Yeah, we actually sent the donation yesterday.
Nice.
So we've sent I think it was £100 to Calm, which is the campaign against living miserably.
Yes.
It's quite close to my heart because I suffer from quite bad depression at times. And I know that Dice, the place where we play, they support it a lot as well.
Yeah.
And it was their idea to choose that charity. So thank you to them for that. And I was really happy that our 3 Gastons got us a large donation that we could give.
Yeah, it was really, really good. And
it was just a really fun day. Even though I was stressed, because I stress about making sure everyone's having fun and everything looks good and everyone's happy, and I really worry about the player experience, because I've been to bad events and I know how that can feel as a player, and I want everyone to have a good time and enjoy themselves and sort of thing. But even through all that stress, I still had a really great day. I really enjoyed myself.
I think it's one of those things where when I first started doing this with you, and initially it was I'm not playing for 5 hours today. I'm just going to sit here. And at first I was like, that's going to be long. Because when you have a buy, when there's not an equal amount of players, sometimes you get a buy.
So
super new.
When people are randomly drawn, if you have an odd number of players, one person will be left on their own, and that person is given a free win for the round. But the downside is you don't get to play the card game you came to play.
And that in the past has felt like a very long hour. And in my head, I was like, I've got that for 5 hours, but it flies by.
Yeah, I
know it was a long day for everyone else, and like, I mean, our winner Stefan, he played mirror matches, like Ruby Amethyst mirror, almost all day. And it was a long day, like lots of thinking, and he was exhausted, bless him. And like, I was just like, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I actually want to go play some games.
I think we were running off the adrenaline. Like,
yeah,
I always find like on the weeklies, because I always try and like give out promos after round 1, and then give out any extra rewards after like round 3 and that. But I generally find like I'll finish setting up the round and sorting everything out, and I'll find like sit down and they'd be like, okay, now I need to sort promos, and I'm like, this round's only got 20 minutes left. Where did it go? Like, what was I doing?
Yeah.
Like, it's so
just,
crazy.
Like, floating, monitoring games.
Yeah, and just check people are having a good time, and if they need advice, or telling them that they are allowed to shout at me if they need help or whatever. Speaking of shouting at me, there were a couple of judge calls at our event.
Some expected.
Yeah, there were some very obvious questions. There was one person who asked me the question about Cogsworth. I'm pretty sure they were just trying to mess with me. I politely told them that their opponent was their opponent, whether they liked it or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had some actual calls as well. We had to rewind a few things. We had to give some warnings out for stuff.
Yeah.
There was some closer to our top 8 end. It got pretty heated.
And
with people trying to get their winning in.
Yeah, and I think that's been a bit of a shock for some people, and it was definitely interesting for me to see from that side as well. Like, I knew it can be like that. Having been to other events, but it's always interesting seeing.
So I was kind of prepared for that situation, and the reason I was kind of prepared for that is because when you're talking about competitive rail where pricing rewards are worth money, people get that serious, and I understand why. For some people it's a living, so for some people it's a huge sum of money. The stitches are still selling for £400 or £500, which is insane to me. Like, it's a bit of cardboard, like shiny card. I love Stitch, I love that card. It's just like a crazy amount of money. But yeah, I knew that there would be people's emotions would run slightly higher than normal. And that could lead to misunderstandings or sort of the kind of things that, like, on a weekly casual basis, that people would just let go. They will call a judge, and they're not necessarily wrong to do that, but it can be a shock to newer players. It can be scary when someone calls a judge on you and you have no idea why. And I mean, I had 1 or 2 people call me for a judge because they need to go to the loo or something. And obviously their opponent's not done anything, but their opponent doesn't know that, and their opponent's looking really scared. And then they stand up and go to the loo, and the opponent sat there, and you're just like, it's cool, they just need the loo. Cool. I'll give you a time extension, you're not gonna lose it out. And it was really interesting to see our community, because I think this last week has been kind of transformative, I'd say, for our community. If you asked us on Saturday before the event how our community was feeling, I would have said nervous.
100%.
Worried, a little scared.
There was definitely that vibe running through, like, the Discord and the messenger groups and stuff, like, of, I don't know about this, I don't know what to expect, and like people worrying over decks and
stuff.
I
turn up was a big one. It was just like, it's your local store, like, you are always welcome here. Please come here. Like, everyone is welcome here, but like, you especially, please, like, come and play. Like, we want you to have a good time. We want you to experience it as well. But then something happened over the week, and I'm not entirely sure what, because I was having quite a busy week. But then Saturday, a bunch of them went to another store championship in Notts, not too far away from us. All cheering each other on, and
Sunday.
And then it happened again on Sunday. Illuminats representing.
And the fact that they're actually referring to themselves as Illuminats is just like, like, we started this as, like, I mean, the Illuminats thing was just like me, you and Corey sort of like spitballing one night, and we're just like, we want to call the community something. We'd like to do these jerseys.
Yeah.
What do we call it? And like, I was like, I want to start an Instagram page and just put stuff out there to try and coordinate it, because there were messages coming from so many different avenues.
Well, I don't know about you so much, but I'd thought about all that when it was all coming out. I was like, I could buy some boxes up, I could do some box openings, I could like do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like really apprehensive of doing it. I was scared to do it alone, I think.
Yes.
And then like when me, you and Corey were talking about like, let's make it a community, let's drive it, let's give it a social presence and that, I was like so up for it. Like all that fear was just gone. Yeah. And I think part of that was because I had someone doing it with me.
Mm-hmm.
But another part of it was because I really felt like the community would be behind us on that.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy to see that they feel like they're Illuminauts.
Yeah. And I think that's the nice thing, like the amount of, Sunday, I sat there like reading everyone's melee. So we couldn't make it to these tournaments over the weekend. And I was sat there looking at other stores' melees and seeing where people were positioning. I'd got like people's like friends and partners and stuff that we all play with messaging. And I was like, I was such like a proud dad.
Me and Dad were out together. And every like 20 minutes, I was like, what's the update? Yeah. It was like, this has happened, that's happened. This person's won their round. These people are in top 8.
This person's took this game off this person. This is huge.
It was so, it was such a great feeling. And like, you've said it already to me this week, but like you felt like a proud parent. Yeah. It was like,
it really did. Like,
And we were both welling up at some points. Like
it's like it's not anything that we've done. It's down to the hard work of these people turning up and coming and playing, but just being able to facilitate that and see these actual like friendships be made and stuff.
It wasn't even them winning for me. It was the fact that they went. Like, They just were all like, we're all going to go here and play.
Yeah.
And I was like a week ago, you were scared to come and play at our store.
Like, and now you're going elsewhere to play. It's just, it's phenomenal. And like, to say we probably had like 20 or so of our regulars, so like under half of the people that came to the set championship.
I'm gonna humble brag. At least last weekend, I've not checked this weekend, but I think we were joint first.
Yes.
For the most players, 46 people.
Definitely outside of London, we have had one of the biggest turn-ups. And it's incredible, and it shows.
And we had more. I said to someone I was talking to, we had more people booked.
Yeah.
Originally, I think there was about 50, 56 odd people booked, and
some people just
only 46 turned up. Yeah.
So it is incredible. It's a testament to them that like the people that did come were like, oh, I've had a lovely day. I'd love to come back again. And
I've had multiple people message me this week and ask me when our events are. When do we play competitive? And if we could look to do more because they'd like to come along, sort of thing. More events, I mean, like championships. Because they'd like to come along to those. So like it's been great for the community, and I generally feel that's been the vibe across most places. I've read there's a lot of feeds from America, obviously, and a lot of their stores are saying like their weekly turnout's like 4 or 5 people. Their Lorcana store champion turnout has been like 40 people.
Yeah.
And it's really great to see the community come together, seeing that there's so many of us, seeing so many people excited to play.
Yeah.
And seeing people win.
Yeah, and it's the support, like complete strangers across the internet being like, oh, good luck with like your championships.
Yeah, have a great day.
Like Lorcana Islands, like they gave us a good shout out about the podcast last week, and they've been fantastic support, and they went and won 2 set championships, so they definitely got a stitch and the first place one. So that's incredible for them. I mean, like it's just been really cool to see.
Yeah, it's been wholesome.
It's been wholesome, and I don't know if it is that Disney side.
It's that Disney magic.
It's that
Disney magic.
It's like it is. It really is, and like there was a lovely photo which may appear magically around here.
For our Spotify users that can't see it.
For our Spotify users that can't see it, of when we've already mentioned him, Corey. He's a good friend of ours, and this is like his first TCG. Like comes week in, week out, practices on Pixelborn, like plays with me, and
no matter how much we tell him that he is a good player, he doesn't believe us. And went and won the event championship,
and has the champion Matt, which he hates the idea of having.
I've told him he has to play with it.
Yeah.
I've told him he has to come and play. Like, you want it, you got to come play with it.
You gotta come play with it.
You got to come show off.
Like, it's just phenomenal, and like people stayed from our community just to
watch him. Yeah.
And
because the photo they sent us, I think, is the end of the day, isn't it? Or
at the
pretty late.
very end of the day,
because he's got the map.
And stuff.
So yeah, like they're all there together.
And everyone's smiling, everyone's happy, and it's just such a lovely, wholesome thing to see everybody rallying behind each other. I mean, we had Harry. He went, and the amount of times Harry
and Jordan,
top 4 at ours.
Yeah, I think Harry
top 4 at Underworld.
Yeah, he top 4 3 times, and
top 8. Sorry, at ours.
Top 8 at ours. Yeah,
Underworld. And then managed to go on and come second on Sunday, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Finally got that stitch. Jordan.
Kept that quiet.
About him,
kept that quiet. Didn't tell us at all.
Just randomly sends a photo in. I'm like, oh yeah, I won this one the other day. We're like, okay, fantastic. Well done,
thanks for telling us.
I mean, obviously, we've had like Stefan, who I'm counting as an honorary Illuminati.
Yeah.
We're not his local store, but
we're not his local store, but he just come play with us at our big events.
Yeah,
he's a great guy
and keeps winning them.
But, yeah.
We've
also got Matt. Matt Brown came down to our winner box.
Yeah.
And him and Stefan were in the final for that, weren't they, originally?
Yeah.
And then he came down for our tour championship, and he's a really great guy. He's becoming an Illuminati quickly.
Yeah. So it's nice, like getting them. I mean, Reese and Lou.
Again, they went. They were probably
stitches.
our most travelled.
Yeah.
Illuminats. They went to 4,
around.
I think.
I think so. Yeah.
4. And they won a couple of stitches. So congrats to both of them as well. Yeah,
there's probably people we're missing. It's just been Darren.
Darren, I believe, came second. I know he won a stitch at our event because he was in the top 4, and he won another one. Saturday. Yeah, Sunday he was playing some other silly card game that we won't talk about. But it's just like all these people that
tried to get us with his deck name on that one.
But
luckily I put them into ink decks.
Did you change it?
Yeah, because he put Fab is better and I put Fab is bad.
Yes. Just so many of our, I call these people friends. So many of our community and our friends are just not just winning but having a great time, and it makes us feel great, And like I said, it was that kind of energy that got me through Saturday. It was a long day. We were there 10, 11 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, even more because me and you turned up early to set Matt up and make sure everyone's going. And like, he said to me normally, like, oh, you've got to do a 12, 13 hour shift. I'd be like, I'm going to be dead.
Yeah.
But at the end of the night, I went home and was like, I'll play some video games. I can't really get to sleep right now.
Yeah, it was just such a I mean, I woke up so early that day. I was excited. I wasn't playing. I just was excited for the community.
I was really ill.
To run it.
I was really ill the night before. And Charlotte was really worried about me. Charlotte's my wife. I don't know if I think I've mentioned that before.
Yeah, you mentioned
She's the lovely artist that does these cool numbers for us. But she was really worried about me running the event, and I was too until I got there, and then I started to just be like, yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
It's awesome.
Good. So and I think to jump back, I think the thing has been positive across the board.
Yeah, I think
there's been like we said, a few little bits with. It's still breaking down that barrier between this is a casual, this is your local tournament, local competitive scene, and this is a competitive scene.
Yeah,
and it'll be interesting to see how people feel about that jump between even the set championships and the Disney Lorcana challenges. When we get round to Lille. I think Rebecca from Lorcana Illuminary Lorcana.
Yeah.
I can never remember which way around. I'm sorry.
The Illuminary, I believe.
Yeah. She summed it up really nicely where she was like, I was telling loads of people to come and play these things, and actually the experience was wildly different to what I expected. And I would do a lot more research and give a lot different advice.
I mean,
we
tried to be really open with our community and explain what it would be like. I've been to big card events before and how scary they can be. I know what they can be like. And we try to be as open with our community about the fact it is going to be different.
Yeah.
But it's also still really fun. And I have now officially booked a hotel and train for Lille. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm going to be there. I'm going to see if I can get myself a bucket hat.
Nice.
Represent
I
some
say
D.
nice. I don't like bucket hats, but I support your decision.
I don't wear bucket hats.
I support your
but
decision.
like B Squared has had such good banter with us recently. I feel like I kind of need to represent Lille. The number of people that are going to Atlanta in bucket hats. We need some Lille representation.
Little representation.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to get you a bucket hat and put like the Robin Hood feather in it though.
Oh yeah, I'd be down for that. Yeah, I guess let's wrap this segment up and move to the next one. But I just want to say thank you to everyone that came. Thank you to the people that are currently in our community, and anyone that wants to join our community, please just reach out to us. We'd love to have you. You can come play at the store. You can just join us on our Discord and chat. Anything you need, just reach out to me or Dan or any of the Illuminati socials, because we follow. We run all of those
down there.
They'll appear.
Or not if it's on Spotify.
Yeah, if it's on Spotify, check the description. But yeah, please, like, we just want to grow our community, and we want 100%. More people to have a great time, like our community did this week. You know.
And I was gonna interrupt a moment ago, but I just want, before we move on, to say, like, truly well done to people just for coming, for playing. Yeah. The amount of progress we have seen people.
We're proud
make.
of everyone, not just our community. We're proud of everyone for turning.
But like the personal wins that people have gone through, like it's just phenomenal. We've had players again, like their first ever TCGs, and they're making top 8 at these events. Like people that were the day before, I'm in an iron about whether to play, come in 17th out of like 50 odd people, 50 odd people, and that's a huge achievement.
Yeah.
Like it truly is. So everybody, like, really should like take those personal wins as well. If you haven't got a stitch, there's still a lot of personal games that happen.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's
like I said, for
the cheesy Disney side of me.
For me, it is just the fact that people took that step and turned up. And like I said, because we were very open with our community, they knew what they were stepping into. Yeah. So I'm really proud of them for listening to us and hearing us say, like, this will be big, but it's worth it, and having the courage to do that. Yeah,
and also that is their place. Like someone online before, I can't remember who it is or was, but they said, like, you're not an imposter. Like, you have every right to be there as well.
Yeah.
And that it is your store and it's your right to be there, and you don't have anything to prove to anyone other than yourself a lot of the time. So,
right. I want to move on to juicy mechanics.
Yes.
Juicy new things that were spoiled sort of middle of last week. Yeah. So which one do you want to start with?
Should we do it in the order they were revealed?
What did you see first?
I saw the shift.
Yeah, I saw the shift first as well.
Cool.
So I'm really hoping that we get a card that says, if you would draw the last card in your deck and cannot, you win the game. And the reason I want this is because the new Diablo that you can shift.
Yeah.
If you've got like him and Prince John on the board and you cast like a whole new world, you draw like 14 or 15 cards. Like it's crazy. It's so much fun. Like and we could do it with Jafar, and then we could gain all the lore, but then you can't play 3 colors, so that doesn't work. But then we can still be drawing lots of cards.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's a solid idea. Whilst we're on about inks, did you notice the thing with the inks?
So each one kind of has not an identity, but like each one is doing something different to shift, right?
Yes, yeah.
So the new shift mechanic is that you have to discard a card to place the character on top of a character given that name, and each ink color has a different one. So we'll start with Amber, which I believe is discard a song.
Yes, yeah.
And if you discard a song, you can shift onto
an Ursula.
It
was an Ursula.
Oh, it's
Vanessa.
Vanessa, Pretty Witch Ursula. Yeah.
So it's intrigued because I was like, oh, it's Vanessa, and I kept calling it Vanessa, not realizing it was
it's Ursula subtext.
So I'm like, that's just Vanessa, and like. Someone was like, "Who's Vanessa?" I was like, "It's Ursula when she becomes a human. That's her name."
Yeah, but
and like a lot of people don't really know that.
But in the card game, she's still Ursula.
Yeah, she's still Ursula. So it's like
more Ursulas.
More Ursulas.
And then in the Emerald one, like I've already said, I think is Diablos, which is Maleficent's crow, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And he is want to say it's discard 2 cards.
Could be. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I know there's discard an action, but I think that's red.
Yeah. Oh, and that might be green. Green uses actions, so that doesn't.
Or it could be green.
As actions.
There's also Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yes.
So that's really interesting.
Yes, because they count as both Flotsam
yeah,
and
you
Jetsam,
can shift those onto a Flotsam or a Jetsam.
Yeah. And also, if you have the first chapter Flotsam and Jetsam, it will give it evasion and rush.
Or right. Depending on which one you shift onto, it will gain one of the two. Because it still has the name Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, its abilities, it counts as both. So
yeah, but if you shift on,
if you had the other two on board,
yes, yeah. Now you're living in a dream world where you've got a Flotsam and Jetsam, a Flotsam and a Jetsam.
Yeah.
If you're that far ahead, I'm conceding, right? But yeah, like it can gain both abilities. They have confirmed that it is named Flotsam and Jetsam. And it opens a lot of possibilities. I think that's probably the most interesting of the shift cards.
You might get your eel wrangler Ursula yet.
I mean, the other thing that really excites me for is things like Ralph and Penelope, or if we get Big Hero 6, you can have like Hero and Baymax. Like the fact that we know we can get team ups.
Essentially.
Yeah, like that's going to be really cool.
I think the interesting thing for me with the cards they've revealed so far, Aladdin is the only one which has a shift target in the same ink. So we already have a low cost steel Aladdin.
Yeah.
Our Olaf is currently in Amethyst, but this new card is Sapphire.
Yeah.
Diablo is Amethyst, but in this one is Emerald.
Yeah.
Ursula's, we don't have an Amber Ursula. So I'm wondering
if we'll get another Amber Ursula.
Yeah.
That's something I'm feeling because of some of the cards that we've seen, like the contracts and that.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm wondering if we'll see another, and also the heavy reliance on singing in Amber as well, and her kind of being about songs.
Yeah.
Like I can see that.
So my question to you is going to be: do you think we will get a new card in those colours or those inks for everyone, or is this why my tinfoil hat, my lore element is coming in?
That's another show.
It's a good question. It's a good question. Do you think that we'll get new?
No, I think.
Or do you think this is why the shift is different?
I think they're trying to pull people into colours.
Yeah.
I try these two colours together.
Yeah.
Which I like. I really like that as an idea.
Somebody that tried running an Amethyst Sapphire deck for a little bit to get Magicka and Dime working. I like the idea of getting some new cards.
Dime's really good.
It just doesn't work.
Magicka that isn't.
Maybe one day. I'm still holding on for that Alice and Pete deck.
Oh man, the moment it's playable, you'll know I'll be on it.
Cricky. Like the new Cricky card from Mulan.
Oh yes, yeah. That looks
really play it with everyone +3.
Yeah. I'm liking the look of that.
I'm feeling that with an Alice on board.
Yeah, and a Pete. Pete get +5. Yeah.
So.
And then you quest with him and support Alice. And
I mean, we're getting a bit Magical Christmas Land again. But
yeah.
We're getting Dream.
But I mean, like, I tried to build Pete Alice when both the cards were spoiled, and like it's fun, but it doesn't keep up.
No.
So yeah, like I'm looking forward to Magical Christmas Land where I can play that. Yeah. I'm also thinking like this card's going to get a lot stronger, and that Diablos is going to add to that. Whenever your opponent draws, you draw. My worry with him is that if he's exhausted, he is a target. But I think he has evasive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like again, he's got some defense. But yeah, and then you said about the Aladdin. Mm-hmm. So is he the one that? Is he still lore?
I don't remember. Again, I'm looking at spoilers, but I'm just going, it's a new mechanic. Okay, put them to the back of my mind again for a little bit.
I've been focused on the songs. That's mostly.
Yeah. Maybe that's a good time to.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about them. So it turns out not only can you sing a song, but you can sing a song together.
You can sing together
if you've got lots of friends.
Our new keyword.
Yeah. So sing together is a new way to pay for songs where you may exert or exhaust or.
It's probably the most Disney gimmick since they revealed songs were a gimmick in the game.
I don't know. Locations are pretty pretty gimmicky.
Yeah, but this one is just so Disney, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like the idea of all of your characters suddenly
you realize like
bursting out into
if we play to like two-headed Titan
you both
and like we're together, I want like harmonious singing of songs together. Because I used to do that every time I play a song in my head. I'm like,
yeah. My problem is though, I was like, the mob song. I don't know that one.
It's I Had a Dream. Oh no, it's not. It's it's the grab your pitchforks one, isn't it?
Yeah,
grab your swords. It's what
we're getting extra lines from songs again. Like
it's what your grab your swords is from.
Yeah. Be prepared. Now got three lines from it.
I mean, you can actually sing the best lines in Be Prepared now, right? Because we've got the new card, which is unmatched, unmatched, unrivaled. My teeth and ambitions. A bed, be prepared. Like we can sing all of that because we can cast them one after another. But yeah, so sing together. So your characters can. Yeah, you exhaust enough characters to make up the cost of the song.
Yes.
Most of these songs cost 7 to sort of 10. I think it is. They're quite costly. But yeah, you can have multiple characters sing them, and they have some big splashy effects, like looking at the top 7 cards of your deck and keeping 2.
Second star to the right is just draw 5.
Draw 5 cards. There's deal.
But choose a player to draw 5 cards. Okay. So these are obviously geared more towards a multiplayer.
Yeah, they
format.
feel more. I believe the way the flavor text reads is like any teammates characters can sing. So like I think it's more geared towards a multiplayer format.
Yeah. But it's still beneficial for yours, especially with like.
There is a card I think we need to talk about if we're talking about these Sing Together cards, and it's the legendary Ursula from set 3. So.
That was my impression of it. But that makes more sense if you've seen the card. Again, I'm not doing good for the Spotify viewers.
Yeah, the Spotify viewers are not enjoying your podcast jobs.
What's the equivalent of like closed captions for audio? Dan bursts forward in his seat, pretending to be Ursula. Ariel on the rocks.
Yeah, that too. Actually, again, we'll get to that card as well. You're skipping ahead.
I'm derailing everything.
Yeah. Stop. Ursula, the Ursula from set 3 that says when she sings a song, you may cast it again from your discard and shuffle into your deck.
Yes.
Card is now. Card was already very good because it let you sing songs twice.
Yep.
Card is now terrifying because it can be one of the people singing one of these big splashy songs.
Yes.
And you get to resolve it twice. Oh.
Should do.
We haven't had anyone confirm or deny that.
Yes. At this point, it's wait for updated instructions.
Yes. But if that is the case, like, draw 10 cards sounds really hot to me.
Or splash 6 damage on 3 different things.
Yeah.
Or splash 6 things for 3 damage each.
Yeah.
Like,
it sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Someone that pairs very well with her is the new Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason I bring this up is, of all the spoilers I've seen, I think she is by far the prettiest card.
Mm-hmm.
She's also...
Another Matthew special.
She's a Matt card.
Yeah.
So I tweeted from our account on X a couple of days ago about the fact that I absolutely love the card, and I think it's the prettiest card that Matt has painted so far. Looking at all of them, it's just it's very Ariel, it's very Disney, it's just gorgeous as well.
Yeah.
But the most exciting thing is she has Singer 7, I think it is.
Singer 7.
So singing those 10 cost songs is much easier when you've got Singer 7.
Yeah.
And she costs 5, I believe.
Yeah, it's 4.
5, she's inkable. I don't think she's too big, but...
No, but it's...
Singer 7's huge.
Yeah, and we spoke about it, and we were like, people initially were like, I can sing, like, Be Prepared, turn 5 if I need to. I think she might be cost 4, actually, with that.
Me and you were discussing the fact that, like, she was cool, but there wasn't really anything at 7 that we were like...
And then a few days later, they revealed that, and it's like, this makes much more sense.
Yeah. She's there to sing the big songs. Yeah. Cool.
We get big songs. I wonder if this set we see something break 10 because of that.
Have we had anything break 10?
I don't think we have.
No, because Journey's 10, isn't he? Chernabog? Was he?
He's 9.
Is he 9?
Goofy is 10.
Goofy's 10. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, we've
he's
not.
9 with losers.
You sure? I think he's 10. 10
Let us know in
uninkable.
the comments.
10 uninkable. Yeah, let us know.
Let us know in the comments.
So there is one last thing I want to bring up around rumors and spoilers and stuff. I've heard that Ravensburg are looking at a new point system for the 2-game format.
Okay.
Which is 3 points per win and 1 bonus point if you win both games.
Okay.
That makes sense?
So if 3 points for a win.
If I went 2-0, I get 7 points. If we go 1-1, we each get 3 points.
Okay.
Now, this is not officially been announced.
Yeah.
This is, I believe, in the worldwide rumor mill. It's, I believe, not going to be applied to anything right now.
Yeah.
But it's just something that I know that I've heard they're looking at. So I'd be really interested to hear from you guys in the comments what your thoughts on that are. If you think that makes the 2-game format better. I need to have a long think about this because it changes it a lot for me. And as someone that really doesn't like the 2-game format, this might be what makes it serviceable and better than the 3-game format, possibly. But yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. So drop us a comment.
This is my first time hearing about it.
Yeah, I was reading about it literally this morning. It was just today that I saw some people talking about it. I think one of the comments on our last video, JB asked about it as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd like to hear what people think about that, and drop us a comment and we'll reply.
Yeah. And anytime you have any questions, drop them in the comments, guys, and we'll add them into the next week's podcast as well. Like, we want you guys to get in. Like, we started this off talking about community, and we'd like the community to
get involved.
Communicate with the community.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I guess hot takes.
We're going to do those hot takes.
I still haven't got my Mushi.
No. Every other thing. You even got the wall before you got Mushu. You have the Great Wall of China before you've got Mushu.
We've got Crick. We've got the boys. We've got a new Link. Li Shang, is it? Yeah, the new Red Li Shang. Like we've got a card about
support guys.
Yeah. And still no Mushu.
Dad.
And what upsets me is I've seen some people have announced that they've got spoilers coming this week. I've not seen Mushu report say they've got one. And I think if anyone is going to give out a Mushu card, it's got to be them, right?
It'd be nice for them.
So my hot take this week is we're not going to get a Mushu.
Okay.
In the hope that we get a Mushu.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I see that. Yeah. Reverse psychology.
Yeah. I'm working Ravensburg over.
I mean, you've been calling them cowards all week. So.
That didn't work, so now I'm going to be like, yeah, we're not getting it. They don't have it. It's not in set 4.
Don't give us one.
Please be it. What's your hot take?
Ralph Breaks the Internet was a very average film. I finished it. It took many attempts.
I don't know how I feel about
that. It was average. It missed a lot of the charm of the first film for a number of reasons.
Yeah, but
I sort of divulged a little bit last week. But
is that because of you being brought up on sort of like 80s, so the 80s sort of retro video game is more your style?
But I also liked the cast, and like I feel like as a sequel there was opportunity to explore Felix and his wife, and it was just like
more of them, and
they were sidelined. A lot of the cast from the first, like, I get it was just a little village, the people that like he lived with, and it was like
the Disney princess scene is by far one of my favorite scenes ever in a Disney movie. Is if you haven't seen it, just go and watch that scene. It's so funny.
The scene where Penelope goes in and interacts with them is great.
Yeah, and they're all like, does he save you? And she's like, nah.
And there's a scene later on where I won't explain it because it's spoilers, but that was a good scene as well. Like when they all sort of work together.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed that, and that was neat, and I could get behind.
You've upset me now. I'm going to have to cry. I really like that movie.
I really enjoy the first one, and the second one for me, it just. I don't know,
Is it not that it's a bad movie? It's just not as good as the first one, maybe. Is that what it is? Or
yeah, probably. It's just not as good as the first one, which I know for a lot of films.
I was actually about to say, like, there's a lot of
average.
Disney sequels out there that are average.
Yeah.
Like, I was about to call one out then, but then I can feel the comments like attacking. If The Little Mermaid 2 is your favourite movie, I'm really sorry, but it was a straight to video and I don't think it was that great. Saying that, I believe that's where most of Ariel's sisters come from. There's a few of them in the first movie, or the TV series maybe. But we're getting a bunch of those in this set as well, which is really cool.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
That's cool. Again, with like the Herc cards this time, I know Herc is young in the film briefly,
yeah,
but not for very long. And a bunch of the Herc cards are like young Hercules this
Hercules.
time and stuff. Yeah, Hercules. So that's very much like they're the cartoons that I remember seeing in the morning, was like Aladdin and Hercules and stuff like that. So I'm happy that they're not just keeping the films.
Yes, yeah.
Like there's not this strict Bible of it must be these films. So.
I'm still hoping that we see some Pixar in the future, but again, there's no one's broken cover on that yet, so we'll have to wait and see. Right, I think we should probably wrap it up there for the week. So
awesome.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Yeah. Well, I can't even remember what I say now. What an ending.
Have a magical week.
Yeah, have a magical week, and we'll see you real soon.
Great ending.
Yes, nailed it.